It is day 54 of the Israel-Hamas war. More hostages were released, more prisoners were exchanged, families are united, Gazans are breathing a sigh of relief, aid is entering the Gaza Strip. Things seem calmer, at least for now, which means that the truce is holding. But will this temporary truce turn into a permanent ceasefire? It depends on the appetite for war. Israel has plenty of it, it seems. They want to destroy Hamas. The world, on the other hand, not so much. Any war is bad for the world, for the economy, plus wars are costly. Israel is not too worried on that front. Why? Because it has the United States covering its back. America has pledged $14.3 billion in aid for Israel, and there's likely to be more, which is hardly surprising. From 1948 to 2023, America has given Israel $124 billion in aid. That's both military and economic assistance. And that's not all. There's also been extra aid, like $10 billion for the development of the Iron Dome. Since 2004, Washington has been giving Israel $3 billion every year. That's a lot of money. And this makes Israel the largest recipient of U.S. security aid. The U.S. also accounts for 92% of Israeli arms imports, which means without American weapons, Israel cannot sustain itself. Plus, there are subsidies. Israel can buy weapons at subsidized rates. U.S. defense contractors get benefits like steady contracts, so it's a win-win for both. But do you know who's losing out? The American taxpayers. They are the ones footing the bill for all of this, and most of them do not even want to do it. According to a new survey, only 32% Americans say the U.S. should support Israel militarily. 68% say there should be a ceasefire. So there's little appetite for war in America, and it's understandable. Americans are grappling with high inflation. Food prices are up 25% since 2020. Rents are up by 20%. Electricity up by 25% again. And car insurance is up by 33%. Housing is becoming unaffordable. The cost of living crisis is squeezing savings. And credit card debt is soaring. Meanwhile, America's national debt is inching close to the $34 trillion mark, $34 trillion. So Americans feel they can ill afford to pay for another war. And yet, the Biden administration has been sending arms and more to Israel. Since the 7th of October this year, since the attack by Hamas, there have been direct commercial sales, meaning U.S. defense contractors have been selling directly to Israel. Pending orders have been pushed up. Pentagon stockpiles have been redirected to West Asia. Plus, some in the administration have a stake in this. Take U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, for example. He's a former board member of Raytheon. The company is now known as RTX. It's a military contractor that provides weapons to Israel. Then there is Secretary of State Antony Blinken. In 2017, he co-founded West Exec Advisors. It works for military contractors, startups, and Israeli companies. And Blinken has advised Boeing, according to his financial disclosure. Boeing is supplying weapons to Israel too. So Biden's team was advising military contractors, and now the Biden administration is sending weapons to Israel, weapons that Israel uses to fight this war. And funding all of this are U.S. tax dollars, basically American citizens, some of whom say they did not even sign up for this. So Israel is heavily reliant on the U.S., which gives the Americans a lot of leverage too. They can force Prime Minister Netanyahu to end the war. A ceasefire is already in place. Will America make a push to make it permanent? The decision will be both political and financial.